Hey, and welcome back to the Company of One podcast. This is episode 206 or 200, or this is actually 207. The 3 lies that keep you trapped in a job that you've outgrown. So this is a question that I get a lot. I'm spending a lot of time talking to people about jobs. They're in their job, they know their job, they're experts at their job, and they feel like there's something else out there, and we just get to where we've outgrown them. So pick up where we did in episode 206, again from last time, is we're restarting. What I said last time is that, hey, I haven't done a lot of podcasts in a while. I've spent the last couple of years, we stopped doing podcasting, focused on several business ventures, but also focused on helping a lot of people go through the transition of moving from corporate to jobs, or sometimes growing in the corporate, but through a corporate job to owning their own company. So today I want to talk about something that hits home for almost everybody I work with, and actually hits home for me too, where I've had a lot of experience with this challenge. They're the lies that we tell ourselves. And these aren't the things that hang us up. Is not a lack of talent. It's not a lack of degrees. A lot of people go back to school, or they go to school to get degrees. And it's not even laziness, which a lot of people want to blame it on. It's just lies. And we know who the author of lies is, right? It slows us down. It stops us from moving. And these 3 lies keep people stuck. And I've also noticed it doesn't seem to matter their age. It doesn't seem to matter how many years of experience they have in industry. It actually, probably the further along you get, the harder these lies talk to you. But here we are. Let's just go and lay them out for you really quickly today. So the first lie number 1 is, I need a perfect plan before I can start. Now, I hear this one all the time. I need a plan. And this is kind of how it. So I'm just actually reading some quotes here for. I'm thinking about starting a business. I'll skip all the rest of this stuff, but I need a solid plan first. That's email I got. Another one that is over here is, I want to make a move, and I'll skip through this stuff. And over here it says, I just haven't mapped everything out yet. Now, so these are usually conversations I'm having, and kind of ongoing conversations. Sometimes people just blindly email me things, and this is embedded in it. And by the way, there's usually a lot of text, a lot of information ahead of that, kind of where they're talking through their story. But this is the issue when you drill down, because one thing I've gotten to do with a lot of people is just really drill down. What's the issue? Because here's what happens is we get stuck thinking we need a perfect plan. You don't. All you really need is a first step. As a matter of fact, perfect plans are danger. When I started doing my first business, I remember going out and buying the book on how to write a business plan, how to start a business, forming an LLC, documenting these things and doing this research. And it took me a while. Not that I was super dedicated to it, but because some of the steps are easy, some are hard. In forming a business name, creating a logo, and a lot of things that were kind of out, like creating a logo is outside my scope of skill set. That was a waste of time. I could just pick the whole thing up and throw it in the trash. And by the way, most people, that's true. If you spend a lot of time planning, it's not that it's thought that's wasted, but yeah, it's thought that it's wasted. It's just trash, because your plans are all wrong, right? The way we think about this is we do things and we think what we're going to do as a business, and we think about who we're going to serve as a customer, and we think about how much money we're going to make, and we think about what our logo should be, and the minute you start moving in business for real, and you get away from the playground thing, which is an academic exercise. That's what we call business plans, is an academic exercise. When you start moving for real, you realize all those assumptions you made were wrong. Wrong. There's one thing you can say about a business plan, I guarantee it's wrong. Now, that doesn't mean it's useless totally, but why did you spend that much time doing that? I've seen just too many plans. And so when things really started for me, though, and what I mean started, income, money flowing in the door, I didn't really have this great big roadmap. I didn't have this all laid out. It was just kind of, I found a frustration. I found some people that I could help. Here's how much I'll charge you, or here's what we can do, and it was go and serve. Go and serve. And that's how most businesses get started. Go and serve. Find the person in front of you. You can help them, charge them a fee to help them. They're happy to pay, and move on. One of my clients just recently told me, sent an email. He said, if I had waited for a full plan, I would be still stuck today. He would be still planning, and I'm talking about years ago. Now, he said what's got him moving was one small gig, and I remember it. It went from, we were sitting down having lunch, having a conversation, and we gave him that first step. I said, just go do this. He got in his car in the parking lot and took that first step on a phone call. And he called me like right after. I hadn't even gotten out of the restaurant good before he had started the ball moving. That first step brought him into $1 million business. So it was the one thing. Right. He didn't have a plan laid out. As far as I know, he never really laid out a plan. But he had a business. He employed a lot of people. He served a lot of people. He made a lot of people happy, and by just taking a move. So I need a perfect plan to get started is a lie. If you're finding yourself there, that's not the problem. All right. So that's a lie you're telling yourself. Let's look at lie number 2. That we all tell ourselves, right? It's not the right time. Lie number 2 says it's not the right time. There's always a reason that we delay in taking action in things. We don't have the right equipment. Work is too busy. My kids have got stuff going on. The economy is weird. Now, I've seen that one on. The economy is really struggling right now, and it's hard to get people to pay. And I've seen the other one say the economy's too good, and so there's too many people out there offering. It doesn't matter what the problem was. The economy was the problem. We've got that trip coming up. I'm trying to finish my degree, so on and so on and so on. Over and over and over, I see this problem. I see this in a lot of things. Even the people that come into our graduate program at the university, I have had people tell me they delayed it for 5 or 6 years coming into the program because they had kids, they had things going on at church, they had activities they were involved in, and they just didn't have time to go do it. And then when they finally signed up, their logic was, I'm never going to find the time. So they signed up and they're like, what did I wait for? Their salary didn't get to move because of the things they learned because they were waiting. And they realized it was completely doable even back then when they had those other challenges. Something funny, we don't ever have the right time. There is no right time. The people who actually change their lives, who make some moves, I don't care whether it's big giant moves or something else, they don't wait for the right time. They create the right time. They stick a fork in the sand and say, this is it. This is the line in the sand. This is what I'm going to do. They decide it becomes a priority. And if you're honest with yourself, you probably already know something needs to change. If you're listening to this podcast, if you're watching this on video, reading on this blog, however you're entertaining here with us, you feel like something needs to change. Something needs to change. And for most of you, it's probably even like, I feel like there's more that I can do and I'm not doing it. So lie number 2, now is not the right time. So let's jump into lie number 3 now. This one's a little related. I am not ready. I'm not ready. Lie number 3. This one feels true to everybody. Because stepping out feels a little bit scary. Even a small step can feel pretty scary to us. Sending an email can terrify people, and people who don't email much. And I've had corporate executives, people who have high-level positions, be frozen to send an email. They would send an email to me, hey, can you edit this for me? This don't sound right. And I'm thinking, you're a corporate executive. You fly around on a Learjet all day. But it was out of their element. What they were doing was not their normal job. It was scary to them. And this is human nature. Anytime we're doing something that we're not used to, it's freaky. It's scary. And that's normal. That's not a bad thing. But that also tells you you're probably doing the right thing. If you're pushing your envelope, or you're growing a little bit, you're moving a little bit out of your comfort zone, right? It's a little scary. So I'm not ready is usually the sign of this is a little scary. The real issue, though, isn't readiness, as you can tell. It's confidence. Now, I don't mean confident like I am ready and I feel like I can do this, but confident that I can move forward even if I send the wrong email, even if I offer the wrong product, even if the first time I provide this service for somebody, even if if those things are not perfect, we get caught up in thinking they have to be perfect, right? Just like everything else. And confident to say, it's going to be all right. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out as I move along. Everybody I'm working with, customers, people we email, people we phone call, people are forgiving. They're not looking for perfection. So you might be thinking, who would hire me? If you're looking for a job, who would hire me? You might be thinking, I don't really have any skills. What if I fail? What if I fail? What if this doesn't work? What if I look like a fool? What if I'm not cut out for this? What if this is not the thing for me? These are all normal, right? And don't think for a minute you feeling that you are unique. I'm reading the book right now, Elon Musk, or whatever it is, the big giant book on Elon Musk. And you see all of those things go through him and his team's mind, but they push forward. It's not necessarily that they're more confident or smarter. They're just more determined. And so that's where the confidence comes in. Not that they feel like everything's going to work out, but they're just going to be determined until it does to work it out. So these things are absolutely normal. For me, here's the kind of things that I have found when I get into this, I'm not ready, is we need better equipment. We started a business that was focused on homeschooling and high school math products. And we were videoing. We were videoing teaching. I mean, it was teaching math. Whiteboard, math book. Not a lot. I mean, it's been done a million times over, everywhere else. And I got stuck on the fact of, okay, we need to do this, and so we need to build a studio. And so we need to buy some equipment. And I was doing all that. I was buying video equipment, trying to set things up and lighting and everything. And my wife was like, people don't care. They just want you to teach the stupid math. Just record it. So we did that. We just found something, threw it together. And you know what? Nobody complained. Nobody complained about the lighting or anything else. Now, it all improved over time, and some of it with video editing. But my whole thing is we need better equipment. We need logos. We didn't have logos at the time, and I could have hired somebody, but, we didn't. We just threw something together. But we need logos. We need a website. We need a brochure. We need more experience. All of these things, is all of the needs. We need to figure out the process better is one that we often say, even at the university. We need to think through the process really clearly before we go after something. Even this episode we're doing right now, this episode number 207. So this is the 207th time I've done a podcast. And many times over video, but we're doing this different. So David's here with me today, and we're doing this different with a different setup and different tools, and we're changing some things as we're doing this. Different message, a little bit, maybe different audience. I don't know. But there's been a whole lot of thought and delay. Use that keyword, delay, because we're not ready yet. Because we got to think through what we're doing and everything else. We all do it. It's not ready yet. As a matter of fact, if I had to guess right now, this podcast that we are recording today is not ready yet. There's things that are going wrong as we speak. But that's the way everything we do is, right? Something always goes wrong. You look at NASA and SpaceX and these guys that spend a lot of time and a lot of money planning things, and things go wrong. And then they figure it out as they're going along, hopefully. The truth is, you have skills right now. I don't care what you do, you have skills to serve other people right now. You don't need anything else. You don't need anything else. You've got it all. For instance, think about this. If you have a pipe leaking in your house, water is spewing everywhere, and many of us have had this experience, things are a mess, and you need a plumber. And you call the plumber, and he says to you, look, I'd love to come help you, but my logo is not on my truck correctly yet. My uniform doesn't have my name on it yet correctly. The logo. My tools, I got tools, but they're kind of, cheapy tools. I need the right tools. I don't have those yet. He doesn't care. He wants you to stop water flooding into his house. He just wants to be served. He's not looking for you to drive up in the perfect truck with the perfect logo, with the perfect uniform and the perfect tools. He just wants you to serve him. You've got that. Everybody, I don't care what your knowledge is. You may not know what it is. You may be a little clueless what those opportunities in front of you are. That's what we'll talk about that in just a minute. But the main thing is you need to run away from the lies. So these 3 lies we talked about is just starting with lie number 1 is I need a perfect plan. You don't. Lie number 2, now is not the right time. Sure it is. The time you go is the right time. And number 3 is I'm not ready. And yes you are. Yes, you are. So, how do you think through this? What do you do with this information? If you're nodding your head with me, if you're saying, those lies are in my head, and probably, let's be honest, you're still doubting, is it really a lie or is it the truth? And you're piling on. Maybe that's a lie, but I got this other, you're piling on. I get it. We do that. But I want you to download something that will help you think through this. Because what you need, what we all need, is we don't need big laid out plans. I mean, they can be helpful sometimes. What we need is the next step. And in anything like starting a business or starting income, laid out plans are wrong. They just are wrong. There's no science to it. There's no equation that says once that rocket gets so many feet in the air, this has to happen and this happens. No, because you're dealing with real people and real customers and real stuff. Things are not the way you think they are. So you don't need all that. You need the first simple step. And then as you start in motion, things become a little better. Or maybe a little more confusing, but things will move along. So what we've got here is there's a link in the notes here called the Idea Engine. It's a free tool. It's got 7 prompts. And so these are powerful prompts to help you start the next thing. They're getting your mind thinking through things. This is like a 20-minute exercise. This is not reading a big giant book. This is just 7 prompts for thinking. It's simple. It's no hype. It's no pressure. It takes 20 minutes and it will get you clarity. So grab it now. You can go to the link below. It's at dalecallahan.com/idea engine, and all one word put together. dalecallahan.com/idea engine. All right. So this podcast is for people like you, people like me. I mean, this is I am the audience here of this podcast. This is the kind of things I struggle with, and the kind of things I spend a lot of time helping people with. People who are done drifting, though, and ready to take control. That's what I'm here for. If you're feeling that way, if you feel like I'm just sitting here and I'm kind of I've been going down this path for a while. I've been thinking about this for a while. Just take some action. Download this and get started on the first action. All right, we're going to drop these episodes every Thursday. So this one, I forget what Thursday this one is going out, but every Thursday we will drop this episode in whatever your favorite podcast tool is, and on YouTube, and in text form in a couple of platforms. So hit the follow, subscribe, or whatever your app calls it, so that we can be back here with you next week. Thanks for listening. I am Dale Callahan again, so you know, and this is the Company of One podcast.